What are you...
Get it open. On it. Hey, you think he's gonna show? He'll bring the whole goddamn place down.
Stay focused! We'll be out of here before anyone can stop us.
Oh, Christ.
Move in!
Second floor. I'm going in.
Hey! Wait! Wait for backup!
Don't need it.
Take the stairs.
I heard stories, you know. Santa can home in an ambulance. The rest in body bags.
No wonder the cops want him dead.
Hey, you ever seen him?
Yeah, Gotham Zoo. With all the other flying animals.
Bruce, you can't keep doing this.
I have to. No one else will.
Every drop of blood, everything you've sacrificed. The city is safer now. It's made you a target. And people will keep you in the crosshairs until you're shot out of the sky.
Criminals in this city. They need something to fear.
Shit! The hell'd he go? Whatever got in, don't let it get out. What was that? Back to back, circle up! What the hell is this?
I know you're trying to create a myth, but be careful you don't turn into a monster.
Sometimes you need a monster.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
mother teach you to knock? Behind you, big boy. Payday.
Stay where you are! You're under arrest!
If you want to be intimidating, you're succeeding. Criminals are becoming afraid of you, so are the police.
It's a scare tactic, Al. Just a performance.
Without a scratch.
So far. That doesn't belong to you.
I was wondering if we'd cross paths.
You broke the law. Here I am.
Cut the shit. The law. Don't tell me that's why you do all this. Squeeze into a suit, tie on a cape. Most people dressed up like that end up in Arkham.
I do this for the thrill of it.
I'll show you a thrill. Gotta admit it, though. You give a good chase. One day you might actually catch me.
Tonight.
Don't you know not to corner a wild animal? It's dangerous.
Then let's put you in a cage.
Bring it, Bat.
It's over.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Two of them now? Jesus! Got him!
Wait! Do not shoot!
Why go to all that trouble for this?
Shit!
A myth can't be killed. You, however, are flesh and blood.
God damn it! I said don't shoot her!
No! Wait!
I was wrong about you catching me. Not sure if it was for my sake, or yours.
Who put you up to this? Answer me or I let go.
But you won't. You're not that kind of guy. Bye, Bat.
Step out of the shadows and be Bruce Wayne tonight.
Oh, that's a much harder fight.
Don't let tombstones be your family legacy.
Well then. Time to save the city.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. A humble district attorney like myself is not used to such a ringing endorsement. Even one who cut Gotham's crime rate in half. For too long, this city has burned with corruption and greed under Mayor Hill's authority. But I promise you, a vote for Harvey Dent is a vote to finally put your foot down. And together, we can stamp out the fire and save our great city. If only Mr. Wayne, my campaign's largest backer, could have heard that applause, he would well, there he is. Fashionable and fashionably late as always. Say hi, Bruce.
Enjoy drinking my wine. It's worth more than most of you.
Oh, no, he's kidding, everyone. No wine is that expensive. Thank you again, everyone, for your unwavering support. Together, we will change Gotham. Mr. Wayne, thank you for opening your house to us. Now, I know this is the biggest mansion in Gotham, but I don't think you got lost on your way here. Where were you? I know you prefer the brooding billionaire angle, so the sooner we make nice with the donors, the sooner everyone will leave you alone.
Just working the night shift.
Yeah, well, then you're pulling a double. No one came here tonight to see me.
Some champagne.
They want to see the Bruce Wayne, am I right?
And I can see him just fine from here.
This shouldn't be painful. It's not a kidney stone. It's only a little FaceTime with potential donors. Your face, specifically, with a mouth that's saying, support Harvey Dent. We're the grease, they're the wheels. And they're rolling in enough cash and votes to help make Gotham a place for families again.
I'll do anything for Gotham. It's my home.
It's our home. This'll help you too, Bruce. Once I've turned this city around as mayor, you'll be a hero for funding my campaign. Now all I need is a decent slogan. I'm terrible at those. It always makes me sound like a used car salesman. Which, for the record, I have not been since before law school.
All right. How about, put a dent in crime?
Look at you. It's not half bad. I'm gonna use that. Bruce, I meant what I said. Together, you and me, we change Gotham. A city free from crime, where children can play in the streets again.
That's what I want too, Harvey, but you know how rough it is out there. We have to shake things up to make that happen.
Well, we can start with a few hands, Come on.
Pause.
Mr. Wayne, I'd like to introduce you to
Bob and Regina Zellerbach. Of course I know these two.
Hello, Bruce.
Regina here is the chairwoman of Wayne Enterprises, and her husband
Voted for Mayor Hill last time. I'll admit it, Mr. Wayne. I don't know Mr. Dent from a pothole on Main Street, but I trust your family. If you believe in Dent, we believe in you. After all, whoever you support is a reflection on you.
And we trust someone like you to lead this city to greatness.
Well, thank you. But we're all here tonight because we want to make a difference. And that's what it's going to take. Every single one of us. Not just me, not just Mr. Dent. Everyone.
Right. Of course.
Old families like ours should flock together, you know. Like birds.
You're preaching, dear.
No, it's true. The Waynes and Zellerbachs are reminders of the golden age of Gotham.
This city's luster faded years ago, Mr. Dent. Look at Gotham now. Murder in the streets, corruption in City Hall, that Cape Bat freak dealing out vigilante justice like it's the wild goddamn West.
Oh, Bobby, regarding Golden Age, seems you're getting cranky in yours. There's always hope.
Forgive me for being blunt, but one man can't save this city. And it's a dangerous mentality to think so. That's how you get creeps like this Batman.
Harvey Dent is our best shot. Put him in a room with anyone for 15 minutes and that grin will win him over.
He's gonna need more than that, son.
Oh, it hasn't been 15 minutes yet, Bob. We've still got time. Don't worry, though. I am not doing this alone. And with Bruce's help, we're replacing the dangerously unsecure Arkham Asylum with a state-of-the-art mental health facility to help Gotham's most at-risk individuals. It will be dedicated to Thomas and Martha Wayne, in the hopes that their fate will never be repeated.
After all your parents did for this city, to be killed in a botched robbery in some alleyway, it was terrible. Truly terrible.
A tragedy like that at such a young age must have been crippling.
If only that deranged man had gotten the right treatment, maybe... Well, I don't like to think about maybes. And I'm sure you don't either.
Well, thank you. I wish my parents could be here speaking with you too.
And thank you, Bruce, for investing in the health of this city's future.
You have our support, Mr. Dent. Go get him.
We're on our way. Not saying I doubted you, but that went better than expected.
It is a night of ringing endorsements.
Well, hello. Harvey Dent, Gotham's next mayor, and eager to know you.
Vicky Vale. Not interested. And reporter for the Gotham Gazette.
This is a private fundraiser, Miss Vale. No reporters allowed.
Well, you don't mind if I stay and ask a few questions, do you, Mr. Wayne?
Well, you can ask me whatever you want at the press conference tomorrow.
Actually, I'm here for Mr. Wayne.
Well, he certainly doesn't have any time either.
Tonight is strictly off the record. We can talk, but nothing gets written down.
I'm okay with that. I was just hoping to see what makes Bruce Wayne tick. This is quite the social event, Mr. Wayne.
Oh, come on now. It's so formal. Call me Bruce.
Well, Bruce, you've been going around pleasing everyone tonight. But how are you doing? You should enjoy your own party before all the champagne runs out.
Well, I'm doing better now that you're here. Well, I'll tell you, if all these stuffed shirts weren't around, I'd give you the private tour.
Mr. Wayne, you've got something on your collar. Is that blood? Yeah.
Oh, this? No, it's nothing. It just, cut myself shaving.
What, your butler didn't help you this time? Hey, kidding.
Do excuse me, Master Bruce, but another guest has arrived.
I'm sure they'll find the bar.
You may want to greet this one personally, sir.
Carmine Falcone? Is the Dent campaign soliciting votes from Gotham's biggest crime family?
Falcone's never been convicted of anything except being a businessman who loves this city. Excuse us, Miss Vale.
And what kind of business do you think he's in?
The one that controls enough votes to get me into City Hall. This is the necessary evil of politics, Bruce. It's in the service of a better Gotham, for all of us. Look, at least hear him out before you kick him out. Falcone requested to speak with you directly.
I don't like this, Harv, but I'm trusting you.
Thank you, Bruce. Seriously. You know I have to pull every string I can to get elected.
Yeah, we'll just make sure this one doesn't hang you.
A word of warning, Bruce? Play nice.
You know, I've been in the market for a new house. Decent walk-up, sky-high ceilings, plenty of room for my cars. I think I'll take it. Though the decor offends my eyes. Oh, man, all flash, no class.
Let's talk privately, shall we?
Hey, I like this guy. Ready to do business before we even introduce ourselves. But we'll get to that. Carmine Falcone, thank you for welcoming me into your home. You're a respectable man, I hear.
Bruce Wayne.
I know who you are. The guy who's going to sell me his house.
Gentlemen, perhaps we'll all be more comfortable in the parlor. Follow me, if you will.
You should know, Mr. Falcone, my analysts say we're raising triple what Mayor Hill had... Hey, what's...
Private audience.
Oh, come on, guys. Bruce?
You'll be fine out there, Harvey. I saw plenty of skirts to keep you busy for a few minutes. Have a drink, have a talk. I'll bring Bruce back to you soon.
We talk alone. Just you and me. Sorry, Harvey.
Yeah, I'll get a drink or something. Christ.
Yeah, well, that's just like Harvey, huh? Wants to make sure the rules are followed. But in my experience, there's the law, and there's doing what's right. You understand? And I'd rather see Harvey actually help this city instead of just saying he will.
Well, I would say you can uphold the law and still do what's right.
To a point. No one gets remembered for staying in the middle. I ain't here to chinwag about politics, Mr. Wayne. Gives me indigestion. I got enough of that as is. So, let's talk relationship. Chalk this for me. Be a pal. I can get Harvey the mayor's seat, or I can pull it out from under him. Whatever happened to being a gracious host? Okay, imagine, this is me. And these are all my friends in Gotham. The businesses, restaurants, clubs, docks, unions, politicians. I make them all move. And I want to keep everything moving if Harvey gets elected. That's why I came here tonight to your lovely home, hoping to make a new friend. One who can help Mr. Dent see the light, if need be.
Oh, I'm everyone's friend.
Which means you're really no one's. Pick a lane before you have a head-on collision. You listen to me, kid. I know somewhere inside that tuxedo you understand this situation. Money gets money. The risks, the alliances, the hidden costs. Your father knew which hands to shake. And which to break.
Don't you dare talk about my father.
You're getting worked up over nothing. Hell, I knew him longer than you did. People don't say no to me. Not for long.
Master Bruce, your guests are leaving. I recommend seeing them out. You wouldn't want to be rude.
Heed your butler's advice, kid. Oh, and I'm no longer interested in buying the house. The owner's a prick, and he's gonna get what's coming to him.
It's me.
Another brutal week in Gotham, folks. A string of home invasions rippled through the city's already crime-infested East End. Apparently, the bandits are using stolen GCPD battering rams to force their way in, with break-in and entry incidents up 40% over last year. Remember to keep those front doors locked tonight. And we have breaking news tonight. 5 criminals are in custody this evening after a break-in at City Hall. The notorious Batman was on the scene, but failed to secure the stolen items.
Not all of them. Let's see what she was really after.
Allegations that Dent may have actually been involved in the break-in. Talk about dirty politics. Does Hill's campaign really think these accusations hold any water with the voters? Or will it be perceived as a desperate attempt from a flailing campaign to take down one of Gotham's most promising young politicians?
And in other news, we are now on day 3 of the factory fire that will not end. Crews have given up trying to combat the blaze at the Otisburg Processing Center, owned by Ace Chemical. Still no word on what started the fire, but whatever's burning in there has resisted everything the fire department has thrown at it. They're recommending people avoid the area and seek immediate treatment if you happen to breathe in any of that tar black smoke.
And one mobster's murder caused quite a headache for commuters this morning. The body of Falcone family capo Louis Pistachio Carmone was found hanging off the side of the 4th Street Bridge sometime just before dawn, causing traffic to back up for miles as the cops cut him down. Random stabbings are the latest headache for the riders of Gotham's overcrowded Skyrail cars to contend with. Gotham police are investigating multiple cases of riders receiving abdominal wounds from an ice pick or other pointed weapon while pressed into the tight quarters with fellow passengers. A few have died, while most have been admitted to Gotham General in critical condition. The police don't have any suspects at the time. 2 more patients have gone missing from Arkham Asylum, bringing the total number of escapees from the half-prison, half-mental hospital to 15 this year. Only 3 have been caught to date, but all the escapees highlight the rough, some would say inhumane conditions at the aging asylum.
Nearly fell off a building for this?
Authorities are asking that you do not approach and call police immediately. Mayor Hill's Gotham Beautiful Act takes effect today, making it possible for landlords to evict tenants immediately and without cause. The new law was created in order to allow Gotham City's biggest property
Let's find out what was so important.
to modify and improve the city's aging buildings.
Encrypted.
Wayne Manor has 7 bedrooms, 2 kitchens, a library, a gymnasium, a basketball court, and a movie theatre. And yet I always find you here, in a dark, damp cave.
Yeah, well, this is the only room that really matters.
Well, then you won't mind if I skip cleaning the rest. The dusting is murder. Did you find out what that, Catwoman tried to steal?
Well, in the process.
What are we looking at?
Let me try a different angle. This is a map of the East Side shoreline. But it could mean any number of things. Money, weapons, drugs, everything flows through that port.
Maybe it's where Mayor Hill picks up his dry cleaning.
Can't make sense of it yet. There's still plenty of files to decrypt.
And in the meantime, I saved you what I could.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, the same couldn't be said for the bar. I had to literally pry Mrs. Zellerback away. But you'll be pleased to hear everyone has left, including Mr. Falcone. Before the game switched from billiards to cutthroat. I'd recommend leaving the fistfights to your alter ego.
I had everything under control.
It's true. I've seen you take down worse thugs. But I'd already sewn you up once tonight, and I had no interest in a repeat performance. For the record, your father despised men like Falcone, thought they ruined Gotham's stellar reputation.
Back when it still had one?
It can again, Bruce. Though people like this Catwoman aren't helping. Is she new to town?
Never seen her before. Hopefully, she's just a tourist. No, I already checked the codex.
Not much to find, apparently.
Few burglaries, break-ins. Seems to lay pretty low.
You could learn a thing or two from her. You can't step outside without it ending up in the news lately. As Bruce or Batman.
That's not the point. I want criminals to know I'm out there. Batman isn't hiding from anybody.
I was talking about Bruce. I don't mean to beat a dead argument, but...
No one's gonna figure it out now. Trust me.
Miss Vale noticed your injuries, so did Mr. Dent. If they put it together with the incident at the mayor's office, it would undo all the long nights and close calls we've endured to get here. You're in the spotlight more than ever. You have to be careful.
You're right. I should have canceled the event.
Well, I know how much pressure you're under. I don't mean to add to it.
It's okay. I know you're only looking out for me.
If we make a suit that fits me, we can trade places some night, though I'm not partial to heights. Old men worry, that's all. It's our gift and our curse. One more worry for the list.
I thought I saw Oz. It's been, what, 20 years? Last time I saw him, we were in grade school.
Indeed. You two were thick as thieves. Oswald, however, took that role more literally than you.
Dishonorable discharge, illegal boxing matches, arms dealing, prison stints?
That's a criminal grand slam, if I'm using the expression correctly.
Unfortunately, you are.
Oswald claimed he only wanted to catch up, but his behavior following his family's collapse is troubling. Why he's returning now, I haven't the faintest idea.
You think he's looking for a handout?
He would have come to the right person.
No, because I'm...
Because you're generous. A little too much sometimes, with your wealth, your time, and even your well-being. Even though you and young Master Cobblepot used to be close, I'd advise you to be cautious. But I know you can't abandon a good mystery until it's solved.
I'll be careful, Alfred.
When you see what's become of his park, I think you will.
Where are you, Oz?
Thank you, sir.
the statue, but no Oz. Hey.
Beat it.
Well, it isn't what it used to be.
Watch wallet cash. But this goes through you. Hey, you heard it, man. The hell are you waiting for?
You're making a mistake.
You already made one coming here. The next one kills you. And him.
Gentlemen!
Oz.
Keep walking, all right? This don't concern you, twerp!
You see, that's where you're mistaken. My old mate and I have some catching up to do. And you're ruining the moment! Come here! Think that'll do? Stay down! This used to be a nice place. Lowlifes like you don't belong. This is my park! Mine! You hear that? Oh, hey Bruce. You've got a little, Yeah, good as new. Woo! That was a right little scrap, eh? Nothing kickstarts the system like a dash of adrenaline, eh?
Hey, I could have handled that myself.
You mean a knife handle in the back? Because that's what would have happened, mate. No offense.
Yeah, all right.
It's been what? 2 decades?
And you know what? I haven't been mugged once that entire time.
That wasn't why I brought you here, mate. Right now, I am trying to recognize the little Bruce I used to run around this place with. Back when it wasn't, you know, like this. This park used to mean something. A place that was safe for kids, for families. People came from all over to visit.
This place is a wreck. It's better off bulldozed.
This park still matters to me, Bruce. It's all my folks left behind. This city chews right through people. Mum committed to Arkham. Dad ended it himself, he did. My family's fortune, there's nothing left, Bruce.
I know. Alfred told me.
It's funny, huh? Same place that ground my family to dust. Gave you the good life. Used to run in the same circles we did. Hobnobbing parties, round-the-world vacations, unlimited potential.
I'm sorry, Oz. No one should have to go through that.
Thanks, Bruce. But we are not the only ones suffering. You know, when I saw you at the party last night, I thought, Bruce Wayne. Hasn't changed a bit. Maybe I was wrong. Shouldn't have been a surprise when I saw you with Carmine Falcone. Made himself right at home. That oily...
Falcone was an uninvited guest. That's it. Never want to see his face again.
On that, we can agree in earnest. Falcone made a stack of cash and corpses a mile high, ruining families like mine. All he needs is a little push. And it'd be a treat to watch him hit pavement. Sorry, mate. This reunion got a lot more grim than I planned. Things are going to be on the upswing soon, though. A revolution is knocking on Gotham's door, and I'm here to let it in. Which brings me to you, Bruce. You see, you throw a rock in any direction, you break a window that Wayne Enterprises owns. As the rich and powerful go, oh, you top Gotham's list. But when my revolution starts, we're gonna smash windows and cross off names all the way down.
I'm not your enemy, Oz.
That remains to be seen, don't it? I've got great affection for you, Bruce. I really do. Which is why I'm warning you. When this whole thing starts, make sure you're on the right side. Good seeing you, Bruce, but I got some rocks to collect. Cheers. Mr. Wayne, over here, right here.
This way.
Bruce, Bruce!
Good morning, everyone. Morning, Mr. Dent.
Hey, Bruce, you mind if we swap cars? I mean, mine isn't fast and the paint's rusting off, but boy, does she have charm. We didn't bring you all out here to discuss cars, honestly. Now, we're here about Arkham Asylum. Ever since it opened its doors, Arkham has been a breeding ground for the criminally insane. Its methods for rehabilitation, crude. Its security, lacking. And worse still, those who do get out, or God forbid escape, are even more dangerous than before they went in. Arkham Asylum is a cancer on Gotham. But today, with a sizable contribution from this man here, we break ground on a state-of-the-art mental health care facility. One that will improve the well-being of Gotham and its citizens for years to come. Now, Mr. Wayne has a few words he'd like to say. Bruce?
For those with mental health issues, there are no cuts or scrapes. Their ailments are often invisible, but inside, they're suffering. You know, when I was 9 years old, my parents took me to see a movie about a hero in a mask. It was a hero who stood up to oppression and defended the people from injustice, no matter the cost. That night, my parents paid the ultimate cost defending me from a man who needed the kind of help this new facility will provide. With this facility and our next mayor, we can put a dent in crime.
Today, on the anniversary of that fateful night, we dedicate this facility to Thomas and Martha Wayne and usher in a new era of healing for Gotham.
I'm sure you all have plenty of questions about the new hospital, so let's open it up. You first, Miss Vale.
Thank you. With the opening of this new hospital, what does this mean for Arkham Asylum? What happens to the old building?
I say we leave the asylum standing as a reminder that we can do better. This time we won't fail those who need us most. All right, who's up next? You there.
Mr. Wayne, Julia Remark of the Tribune. My sources say you welcomed alleged mob boss Carmine Falcone into your home. You even shook his hand.
I don't make friends with gangsters. He was an unwelcome guest. That's all. Next question, please.
Please keep your questions on topic, people. We're here about the hospital, remember?
But Mr. Wayne, this morning the Globe received evidence of an offshore bank account managed by Carmine Falcone and your father, Thomas Wayne.
What exactly are you implying?
Transactions connected to organized crime, going back years, and continuing to this day. The paper trail ties your family directly to the mob. Care to comment?
And did anyone else receive this evidence?
The Globe, the Gazette, we all did. Mr. Wayne, is all your money dirty?
Is the Wayne family legacy built on lies?
Did you know about this, Bruce?
How long has your family been dealing with Falcone?
Could the allegations be true?
What aren't you telling us?
Does the mob sign Wayne Enterprises paychecks?
I think you should check your source. Sounds to me like an intern is finally putting their creative writing minor to good use.
Mr. Wayne!
How long has your family been dealing with Falcone?
Could the allegations be true?
Did you know about this, Bruce?
What aren't you telling us?
I'm sorry about this, Bruce. I don't know where the hell it's coming from. Damage control's my territory. We'll talk later. Everyone, please, settle down. I'll be fielding your questions from here on out. Please, let's try to keep this civilized.
Bruce, I've been trying to reach you. The police are inside the manor.
Hey, careful! Put it back.
I'm afraid we can't, Mr. Wayne.
Says who?
This warrant. It's not personal. I had the boys turn the lights off, keep a low profile.
I'm sorry, are you arresting me?
Not unless I'm forced to. We're only collecting evidence today.
I didn't do anything.
That's what we're here to find out.
Alfred, keep an eye on them. Make sure they only take what they have to.
Of course, sir.
I meant what I said about not personal. We only want files related to Wayne Enterprises. The warrant covers your places of residence, and any companies you own.
Who authorized this?
I know you and the DA are buddy-buddy, but this one came from the top. It's a valid warrant. I gotta serve it. Mayor Hill signed off on this himself. As long as he's mayor, he calls the shots.
Well, Hill has a history of making his opposition disappear.
Rumors and allegations, Mr. Wayne, that's all. But if they become fact, I'll handcuff him myself, same as any other crook. I don't know how your neck ended up on Mayor Hill's shopping block, but here we are.
Hill knows if I go down, Harvey's campaign goes down too.
That'd be a real shame. Mr. Dent's the only DA I ever trusted to make a conviction stick. As mayor, I think he can finally turn things around for us. For all our sakes, I pray you've got nothing to hide.
Stay back!
Take whatever you want.
You don't have to do this.
Bruce. Bruce.
Bruce? I didn't mean to interrupt, but...
It's not a problem, really.
Ah, Bruce. First the mayor's office, now Wayne Manor. Gotham continues its streak of break-ins.
Yeah, really going for the record, huh?
Listen, Bruce. A scandal surrounding a beloved family like yours captures the public's attention. I can help you get the right kind of attention. Through my connections at the Gazette, I have all kinds of access. I can dig up whatever you need to fight this. The Gazette received this supposed evidence like every other media outlet, and it's all hearsay. Flimsy sources. There isn't a shred of hard proof.
Still, allegations like this, they don't magically appear. Someone is going after my family, after me.
Obviously, the sender didn't identify themselves. We have no idea who it could be. I mean, no one's even done their due diligence on this yet. The press saw the fumble, they grabbed the ball and ran.
Hill wants me out of the picture because with my backing, Harvey wins in a landslide. All signs point to Hill.
You're a kingmaker, Mr. Wayne. And Harvey Dent is Gotham's knight in shining armor just waiting for the crown. You're the first target on Hill's list. By tonight, this scandal will be broadcast to every screen in Gotham. Everyone will be talking about it.
This isn't my first pass through the rumor mill. I know the damage it can do.
Then go on the record. Right here, right now, and stop it. You need to get out ahead of this. Your side is what matters, not wild speculation.
On the record, then.
Whenever you're ready.
The Wayne family has always been a cornerstone of Gotham. We have never had and never will have connections to organized crime.
That's exactly what the people of Gotham need to hear. You're gonna beat this, Bruce. The Waynes always come out on top.
Goodbye, Miss Vale.
I hate to admit it, but everyone smells smoke. A fire is heading this way.
Batman has made plenty of enemies, but my family? We've done nothing but support Gotham, even in its darkest days.
All this on the anniversary of your parents'
Not a coincidence. Harvey's the district attorney. He should have told me this was coming.
Then find out why he didn't.
A warrant? What the hell's going on? Wait, does this have to do with what the reporters were talking about this morning?
Yeah, someone's coming after me.
Let's avoid making another scene, shall we? The press is already up my ass as it is. Mayor Hill authorized this?
Yeah, then the cops raid my house, taking everything related to Wayne Enterprises. Computers, hard drives, files.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You're the goddamn DA, Harvey.
I didn't know about this. I swear. Hill totally blindsided me on this one. God damn it.
Okay, I believe you, Harvey. Mayor Hill's trying to screw us both over with this move.
And then he's made 2 enemies. I just don't get it. Why would Hill stick his neck out over this? Just to tangle you up in some frivolous investigation? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, what could he possibly hope to accomplish other than a few cheap headlines?
It's gotta be politically motivated. Hill can't match your fundraising, so he's trying to take out your biggest donor.
I don't know. This is a new low, even for Hill. Oh, God, what a mess. Bruce, I wish I could just make this go away, but I'm not sure if I can. If I get in the way of this investigation, Hill would be able to spin it as a conflict of interest. And that wouldn't be good for either of us. It would jeopardize the entire campaign. I'm sorry I can't do more, Bruce. My hands are tied.
There you are.
Hey, you?
Sorry. I got a habit of being late.
No. No, just glad you made it.
You didn't tell me you were bringing a friend to dinner.
This is Selina.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
I'm Bruce Wayne.
So you are.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss...
Kyle. It's a strong grip you've got there. Don't worry. I'm not gonna fall.
Oh, right, sorry.
Selina's new to town. I've been showing her around Gotham, introducing her to people.
You're an excellent tour guide, Harv.
Well, if I lose the election, I guess I can drive one of those double-decker tour buses around town.
So, Miss Kyle, what brings you to Gotham?
Business.
Well, let's just hope she stays after what happened last night.
I was mugged. I'm just angry I let that masked freak get away with all my stuff.
I still can't believe I let you walk home alone. I should have called you a car.
Did you at least get a look at the guy?
Good enough to make an ID.
I'll get Gordon down to GCPD to work on a lineup. It's probably long gone by now, whatever that idiot took.
I hope not. These were important materials.
Ooh, sensitive?
Very. I don't know how I'm gonna explain this to my client. When things like this happen in my line of work, people tend to overreact.
We should just be thankful you got away with a black eye. It could have been worse.
Maybe it's time to find a new job.
I don't need career advice from you, Mr. Wayne. Not all of us were born with trust funds and multi-billion-dollar corporations.
Hey, go easy on Bruce. It's not his fault he was born rich and good-looking.
At least I'm not the only one who's taken a beating. That press conference? Oof.
We've got it under control.
Do you?
I'll handle it. Someone at my office has to know what's going on. Excuse me a moment. Hey, it's Harvey.
Nice to meet the real you.
Likewise.
This explains a lot, actually. How you can afford the fancy armor, the toys. Wouldn't Harvey be surprised? Not to mention, everyone in this cafe.
What do you want with Harvey?
Don't worry about your friend. My interest in him is personal. Don't worry. I'm not gonna expose you. Yet. I'm curious about something, though. I do what I do for money, but you're Bruce Wayne. What's your excuse? I have to. But you... why take the risk?
I don't need one. I do this because I can.
And I thought you were on some noble crusade against crime. Silly me. You have something that belongs to me. I want it back. This is awkward for me. I'm used to robbing people, not the one being robbed.
Who hired you to break into the mayor's office?
My clients prefer to remain confidential. They don't know who I am, I don't know who they are.
But you know who I am.
These people I'm working for, they don't screw around. If I fail to deliver that drive, it's gonna cost a lot more than money.
Well, looks like you've made your bed.
No, we've made this bed, and I'm not gonna lie in it alone. You owe me. If they don't get what they want, there will be consequences. I don't like consequences.
All right, you want my help? You got it. What can I do?
You can give me back the drive.
Not possible.
Listen, I don't have a lot of time. My employer is expecting me to drop it off.
Where?
Just give it back.
The address, now.
No, give me the drive.
Selina, please, give me the address.
Oh, he says please when he wants to. Okay, Bruce. Seeing as I'm screwed either way. My contact, he'll be expecting a cat, not a bat.
When are you supposed to meet him?
15 minutes ago. Better hurry.
Everything okay here?
You tell me.
I have my people working on it. We're gonna straighten everything out.
I feel better already. Sorry, but I've got to run.
So soon? Aren't you gonna stay for a drink?
Yeah, Bruce. Stay for a drink?
I'd love to, but I've got another appointment and I really don't want to be late for it.
Oh, all right then. Don't forget to change into your suit.
Alfred, I'm at the warehouse. No sign of Catwoman's contact. It's quiet.
The sound of an ambush. Stay on guard.
This wasn't a handoff. It was a massacre.
How many?
I'd have to count the pieces.
Oh, good lord. Who could have done such a thing?
That's what I'm gonna find out.
Gordon, Eastside Docks, Warehouse 133.
Analyzing. It's a volatile chemical. Potential psychoactive nerve agent. Vile stuff.
Be very, very careful with that. Who knows what effects it may have.
Have the computer catalog the compound for further analysis.
As you wish.
Nothing left to bury. Whatever exploded did so with enough force to obliterate the person standing next to it. But the chemicals themselves were inert, non-explosive.
Well, it appears to have made a pretty big boom.
I'll see what I can piece back together. I've seen these outfits before. Same mercs that broke into City Hall. The canister exploded, sending shrapnel right through the container door.
For once, I'm glad you arrived after the heist. Your armor wouldn't have protected you against that.
Canisters were stored here. Canisters of what? It's a cop. The force grows thinner every day. Something was here when the explosion occurred. White Rose. Falcone's calling card.
He's been busy as of late.
Send the drones hunting. I want to know his every move.
Good thinking, sir. That bad?
Face slashed, throat torn open.
So, not natural causes then.
Skyline Club. This man's been badly burned. The damage seems to originate from inside his skull. What did this?
Sensors say it's an incendiary round. Phosphorus residue. This could have superheated the contents of the canister,
causing the aforementioned boom.
Blood, broken nails, bits of human flesh. Shredded this merc to pieces, barehanded.
God, what would cause someone to do that?
The nerve agent could make them psychotic. Someone drove off after the explosion. Looks like a bullet started this.
A normal bullet couldn't have caused that explosion.
Doesn't appear normal. The point of entry's melted.
Find a connection.
The bullet that killed the cop is the same type that blew up the canister.
Well, I'm sure they didn't find that at a local gun store.
It appears military.
Have you put it together?
Yes. Falcone leaving his rose here. This is a message. Dead cops, stolen chemicals. He's making a big move. One of his snipers hit a canister with an incendiary bullet, causing it to superheat and explode. This may have been a distraction or a way of destroying evidence. Cops moved in to stop the theft. Falcone's men gunned them down. Then things turned grim. Possibly due to the psychoactive nerve agent. A cop ripped up a merc's face with his bare hands. And was put down. Same sniper, same type of bullet. Looks like Falcone's men got what they wanted and escaped.
Have you located the shooter?
No, but based on two impact trajectories, the canister and the dead cop, the shooter could only have a clear shot from there, or there, and would have contaminated himself with the phosphorus residue. Program the skimmers to pick up that signature.
Right away, sir.
Both targets could have been shot from here, but no phosphorus trace.
phosphorus spike. Clear vantage point. We have a winner. Killing time.
This is the right spot. So where did he go? Trace stops here.
Then he should be nearby.
Found him. Time to go to work. My turn. Don't make me add your corpse to this graveyard. Falcone, why did he do this?
I ain't telling you nothing! You can't make me talk! I ain't telling you jack! You trying to scare a confession out of me? I won't break!
Your bones will.
It's true what they said about you. You're a friggin' animal!
Time to live up to my reputation. You know you can bleed to death without ever spilling a drop. All on the inside. Tell me the plan, or I start swinging.
If you're gonna hit me, hit me!
Tell me!
The Catwoman was supposed to hand over a drive, had the container number we needed, but she flaked. So we had to find it ourselves. Container by container. Someone must have heard us, called the cops. We were told no witnesses.
Why risk open war with the GCPD?
Some kind of chemicals. Falcone wanted them.
What are the chemicals for?
We were paid to steal them, not ask questions.
I start here and keep breaking until you answer.
The chemicals! There's some kind of explosive! A weapon! I don't know! Falcone said he'd use them soon!
Used where?
That's all I know! I swear! I swear! I told you everything I know! You're an animal!
You'll never hold a gun steady again.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. These are cops.
Get an ambulance in here!
I think I need to call the coroner instead. I was wrong. Gonna need that ambulance, too. The hell's going on tonight, Lieutenant?
Batman.
You're taking this too far, Bruce. You assume the persona of a bat, but you're not an animal. You nearly killed a man tonight. Your parents didn't raise you this way. And neither did I.
He's still alive, isn't he?
And in the hospital. Next time, it might be the morgue. Especially now, during this preposterous attack on your family. You must show the world the true nature of a Wayne.
Giving everything to the city and then being murdered for it?
My thoughts exactly. Every time you leave this cave. You're a good man, Bruce. Good. Just like your parents. Don't lose that. I don't mean to be a doddering old fool on the subject, but as a friend, the burden of advice falls on me.
Trust me, I won't lose my way.
It's quite understandable to stray from the path now and again, so long as you can find your way back. You bury the person, Bruce, but you never bury the memory.
Sometimes I wish I could. That night, that alleyway, it made me who I am. I can't get it out of my head.
That is your gift and your curse. Being Batman can allow you to turn back the tide of treachery that's reached this city's shores, or drown you in its sorrow. When you doubt your fate, remember why you started all this. Remember that boy in the alley.
I won't forget.
Neither will I. Well, back into the fray again.
Well, looks like that egg finally cracked. And inside, Mayor Hill was hiding more than I could have imagined. This is a complete manifest of Carmine Falcone's criminal organization.
What in the world was Hill doing with all this? Illegal arms dealing, drug running, mob hits, money laundering? Falcone's been involved in everything.
You see Dad's name on any of these documents?
I'll run a search, but so far I don't.
This is it, Alfred. With this proof, we can finally knock out Falcone's organization.
Where would we possibly begin to dismantle it?
This is a police matter.
There's only one cop we can trust to handle this evidence correctly.
Lieutenant Gordon. He could mobilize the entire police force against Falcone.
What about that reporter from the Gazette?
Vicky.
Yes, Miss Vale. She could release this evidence through proper channels. I suppose it comes down to who you want to help most. Or who you think could do the most good.
The cops are on the front lines of this war. Gordon needs this more than anyone.
A wise decision, sir. We'll attack Falcone on two fronts tonight. Gordon through the police, and Batman
by any means necessary. Whatever Falcone is planning, it ends tonight.
He's a spider, Bruce. Eyes everywhere. A dense web of goons poised to trap you. No one has ever managed to bring him down.
I haven't tried yet.
This is a silver bullet. And it's gonna put Falcone down once and for all. I don't even want to know where you got this.
No, you don't.
Still, I gotta know one thing. Why give this to me? Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the hell out of this. Everyone on the Force will too.
I heard you were the last honest man on the Force.
No need to blow smoke. I got enough cancer coming my way as it is. But thank you. Honestly. Knowing this evidence can lock up Falcone. I'll sleep like a goddamn baby. For once. You know, as much as I appreciate you calling me here, I gotta make one thing crystal. I can't be bought. So you should know this isn't gonna change a thing about the investigation of your family. The Waynes always supported the Gotham police. So I like to believe there's no cloaks or daggers hidden in your closet.
There are no strings attached. I just want Falcone gone.
You and me both. I'm tired of staring at his mugshot. I gotta go. Came straight from a crime scene. Haven't been home yet. Sometimes I think this whole city's a crime scene. We're just walking through it.
What you're holding will make walking it much safer.
Thanks, Bruce.
Well, Lieutenant?
Hey, stick to Jim.
It's done.
Good. So is our hunt. The drones located Falcone downtown, a place called the Skyline Club. Though you're not dressed for that kind of party.
Well, I can always change in the car.
Cameras and scanning tech are fully functional.
All right. Let's find Falcone. Good point of entry.
What's the difference between the Mafia and City Council?
I don't know. Aren't they the same thing?
Only one of them is organized.
Ooh, you're cute.
So, are you alone?
Not anymore, I'm not. Where's Nicky? In lockup. Again? Christ, Kimmy. What did they pinch him for now? Some hit down at the docks. Nicky? No. I didn't think he was a hatchet man. You and me both. Well, does he got an alibi? Honey, I'm always his alibi.
Cameras.
The entire floor is under surveillance. You'll be detected as soon as you enter.
No time for subtlety.
Make your round? Yeah, no broken bones. Still healing from the last time, I bet. All it took was a couple of C notes this time. Nice and easy. Nice and easy, my ass. I know you burned powder at night. The whole city can smell it.
Nothing here.
The white rose. Falcone's symbol.
A red rose after tonight.
That's the most heavily guarded door in the building.
Gotta be Falcone's hideout.
Well, it won't be as easy as ringing the doorbell.
4 armed guards. Stealth not an option. I'll put together a plan of attack. Stand by. Options for taking this guy down.
Might be tricky. Any ideas?
I've got it covered, Al.
Formulated your plan of attack?
Not yet.
Reactivating drone cameras. Ready when you are.
going in.
Very good, sir. Your turn to crash his party.
Show yourself! You got no goddamn right to be here! I run Gotham, and a mess! The hell? How about this one? You can't sneak up on me.
EMP armed.
Yeah. You think that's gonna work? I'm gonna light up this whole goddamn... Get your goddamn hands off of my suit! You know who my lawyers...
Stay down, Falcone. We can end this now.
You got a lot to learn, kid.
Explosives armed. Fire when ready.
Answers, now, or you fall.
You would... All right.
The chemicals. Where are they?
What?
I found your calling card at the docks. The White Rose.
You think I wanted to lead you here? Yeah, something reeks about this whole thing. And it ain't a dead bat.
Still want to play games?
We're all being played here, including you. Those chemicals you're so riled up about, they're mine, all right? But someone is trying to cut me out of the deal because I did not make that mess at the docks.
Then who did?
No, we're done. Gotham's watching now. Go ahead. Give him a show. I'll be walking free by tomorrow morning. Ha! Gotham. Oh, wait! Christ almighty!
Spill it, Falcone, while you still can.
It's the Waynes. They're behind all this.
What do you mean?
You wanna save this city? Well, the Waynes are the biggest gangsters in Gotham.
Thanks for the assist. Now we only have to take one of you down. Open fire!
Fire and smoke could reportedly be seen from street level. Tonight, the Skyline Club, a high-rise mafia hangout in downtown Gotham, was the arena for a clash between the notorious Batman and alleged mob boss Carmine Falcone, who was found dangling over a 50-story drop. Bet Falcone loved that view. Though I'd say the crime boss getting his is well overdue, Falcone has slipped through the law's grasp for years. But after this dramatic arrest and evidence released by the GCPD's Lieutenant Gordon, Falcone's going away for a long, long time. And speaking of newly uncovered criminal dealings, this brings me to the story everyone is talking about: the Wayne family. For generations, the big W on the Wayne Enterprises Tower was a reassuring sight. You knew that there was something pure at the heart of Gotham, that this city, for all its faults, was built by good people. But with Thomas and Martha's shining reputation called into question, we no longer have such assurances. And even worse, it seems the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree. Gotham's greatest son, Bruce Wayne, seen here shaking hands with Carmine Falcone, may be just as crooked as his parents. In his defense, Wayne fired back saying,
"The Wayne family has always been a cornerstone of Gotham. We have never had and never will have connections to organized crime."
In a world where the Waynes, our golden family, are corrupt, who are we left with? Who can Gothamites look up to? The supposed hero Batman? Only time will tell. Meanwhile, we'll keep digging for the truth. But the prominent feeling throughout Gotham is that the Waynes' time in the sun is ending.
The suit, the car, this entire cave.
Master Bruce?
Everything I built! I created all of this because I didn't want any more innocent people to die! If Falcone's telling the truth about my parents, then what the hell did we do this for?
Bruce,
What have you been hiding from me? Alfred!
When your parents died, they left me as caretaker of their estate, their son, and their secrets. I would never betray them. Your parents were good people, Bruce. No matter what that thug Falcone told you.
Then swear to me there's no truth to it.
The evidence you brought me on Falcone held up. Maybe I misjudged you.
Now Batman's beating up mobsters, too. Wonder who he's after next.
Hell of a view.
Bruce, the Wayne name is toxic. I have to do what's best for my campaign. What's best for Gotham. I have to distance myself.
I will find the truth. Along with anyone who stands in my way.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Batman Unmasked, your after show for Batman, the Telltale series. Now, normally, you'd come watch this episode after you beat whatever episode you just beat, and we'd all talk about it and talk about our decisions. Everybody go, oh, I can't believe that one. It'd be great. It'd be fun. But you haven't played it yet. Episode 1 isn't out. So instead, today, we're going to talk about how this Batman game came to be. So I'm Greg Miller from KindofFunny.com, and this is Tony Guerrero from Comic Vine and GameSpot. How are you, Tony?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. Now you're here because you know a lot about Batman. You like the comics.
I do. Yeah.
Did you? Who is Batman?
Batman. Can I say?
Yeah.
Is this a spoiler?
Well, I don't know. Have they changed that in your game?
I don't know if it's a spoiler.
No, it's the same. Okay.
So Batman is Bruce Wayne.
Great. We'll see you back here for episode. No, everybody, don't worry about it. Sean O'Connor
Yes.
from Telltale Games, executive producer. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You know, I'm pretty well. This is a nice set. You've done well for yourself.
We're excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Oh, he's excited.
And Tony as well.
No. Don't bring Tony into it if you don't have to. No, what are you guys bringing to Batman? You know what I mean? This is what, for me as a Batman fan, for Tony as a Batman fan, Batman's been done well before. Like, what were you excited for to come to and tackle on this project?
Yeah, I think this will be a Telltale Batman game, and I think there's been great Batman games before, and they've been really focused on action and skill, but we're bringing the drama and the detective work and some of these aspects that we do really well with our format. Like, we're going to be playing a lot of Bruce in our game, which is different than other Batman games, as well as a lot of Batman. And at certain points in our game, you get to choose whether you play as Bruce or Batman. So, you know, Telltale has a kind of a unique way of story-driven game, and it's our take on Batman. So then, Sean, what was the reaction in the studio like when people came in like, oh, we're going to work on a Batman game?
Oh, it was huge.
Yeah.
We have so many Batman fans here and so many comic fans, and yeah, the team is super excited. And even the people that are working on the other projects in the studio are super excited about Batman. And
was there trepidation? I mean, this is Batman. You know what I mean? You guys have had big properties before.
We don't shy away from a challenge, right? We're excited about it. We see so much that we can do that's different from what's been done before. So we think our take on Batman can be really unique and really entertaining to the fans.
Okay. So, Kevin, you're talking about Bruce, you're talking about Batman. How do you find that balance, and how does that look from a gameplay perspective?
Well, I think when we look at it, we look at you're Batman no matter what suit you're wearing, whether you're wearing the bat suit or whether you're wearing the tuxedo as Bruce. So you're always Batman. Everything that can happen as Bruce can affect what happens as Batman and vice versa. So that was really kind of where we were grounded, this duality of always being Batman in every context.
Now, Tony, are they saying the right things? Because I'm a Batman fan like you, and it sounds like they're saying the right things.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, the only difference would be Batman is Bruce Wayne if there's other people around. But yeah, he is always Batman, because Bruce Wayne is more like the costume.
Right, Bruce Wayne's the mask,
yeah,
right?
Batman is who he is.
And I guess that's what's interesting about the game, and what I've seen when we went to E3 and I got to watch the demo. Nobody let me play. Jerks. Is the fact that, you know, we get to be in the mind of Batman. And even when we are Bruce, it's then that question of, do I want to talk to Falcone and do I want to be a jerk about it? Or do I want to try to be the aloof playboy? Do I want to look weak? Do I want to start letting that Bruce Wayne part, or the Batman part go out as Bruce Wayne? Sean, is that hard to balance? I feel like Telltale games are always like, all right, you got to be a good guy, or not a good guy or a bad guy, but you make decisions that then radiate out. And Batman is so interesting. There's usually a core to what Batman is.
So is it difficult? Sure. But all of our games are difficult to make and make really well and make those choices really matter and make sure that the inner relationships you have with the other characters are all really meaningful and deep. So yeah, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, but it's actually really fun to do and go, okay, we can be, you know, kind of the Caped Crusader Batman or more the Dark Knight, more brutal Batman, you know, and you can make those choices of how you want to go and how you want to play.
And that's what was fascinating about that E3 demo, is the fact that having the first glance at the game and what episode 1 was going to be, seeing those pop up, where I think it's a conversation with Catwoman on the rooftop, where she's like, well, why do you do this? And the choices pop up, and it's like, well, I want to be the hero, or I need to instill fear. And all. And right there was the first time of like,
or
oh,
Gotham
right.
needs me. Yeah.
Exactly. Because this is, correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin, your own Batman, your own universe. You're playing, this is all your own universe thing.
Yeah, that's one of the great things is Batman has a 75 years of history, and there's been all these different takes in the comics and movies and television on what the Batman universe is like. There isn't really an official canon, like one true Batman. Sure. So we're making our own version of Batman, and it starts at a very familiar place where people are going to identify like all the common Batman elements, but it definitely does not finish there. It evolves in a very unique to Telltale way.
He becomes Superman.
He becomes Superman. Absolutely.
Tony, for you, here we are, you know, pre-episode 1. What does Batman need to be? When you think of Batman, what do you think of in terms of this is what the character is?
Well, I mean, you know, they always say Batman can take on anyone. You know, he's a brilliant man. You know, he's a great fighter, but it's all about his mind. You know, has contingency plans, and you know, he's the world's greatest detective. So he needs to be able to take on any situation, be prepared, and dive in there. So I'm fascinated about the idea of delving into the decision-making of Batman, and hopefully I can make the right decisions that Batman would make.
Well, that's the whole thing, and that's what's so weird about it, right, is that I felt like in previous Telltale games, right, Michonne in particular, where when I was playing it, I felt like I knew that character, so I knew the choices I was making. This is the canon choice of how it should be. But with Batman, it is like, more than ever, the branching paths, and if I want to be the Dark Knight, if I want to be the really brutal Batman, I can do that. But if I want to be, you know, the more, I'm in the gray suit with the blue top, I'm here and I'm going to be nicer and chum and all this different stuff. That's fascinating. That's what I'm interested about and how it's going to all play out. But then talk a little bit more then, I guess, about the fact of how it mutates, how Bruce's decisions affect Batman's and vice versa.
I'll talk Batman first. So Batman, how you act as Batman, if you're really brutal, the city kind of turns against you. So our game is early on in Batman's career. It's not, 10 years in. It's
ballpark
1 or 2 years,
okay,
3 years, somewhere like that.
He hasn't had 15 Robins yet.
Right.
Gotcha.
Exactly. He has had 0 Robins at this point. So Gotham's still not sure how to react to this masked vigilante.
Sure.
And so depending on how you act, Gotham acts different. And so depending on how you act as Bruce with Falcone, like you said, that we showed in the E3 demo, or with Harvey Dent or some of the other characters that we have, that impacts how Gotham perceives Bruce as well. It all kind of ties together in some very cool and meaningful ways that I don't want to spoil.
Is it interesting to jump in and be able to have your own Harvey Dent and have your own Selena Kyle? Because that was the thing I was taking away from it, is the fact that I feel whenever we talk about Batman as a property, as 75 years of history, you talk about the Rogues Gallery, and you talk about all this, his partners in crime and all these different things. To come out and see the way Harvey interacts with Bruce, and then to see the way Catwoman and Batman get to there's something familiar about it with like Batman, Catwoman, and then with Harvey there was something grounded and not, if that makes sense.
Well, it's exactly what Kevin said, is we start in a very familiar place. So if you're familiar with Batman, which I would assume most people are that are picking this up.
If you're watching this, hey, what's up, Batman nerd?
You probably are. We start in a relatively familiar place, and so with characters that you know, and we establish that, but then it kind of goes where you take it. So it really depends on how you play it, how you play with those characters, how you interact with them, how you treat them, in where those characters go and where the season goes.
Based on Batman's decisions and Bruce's decisions, is it possible that maybe somebody we think would become a villain this way won't become a villain at all? Is that too leading of a question?
Yeah, I think there's definitely space where who the villains are in our series emerges from gameplay. So you may choose to do something that keeps Harvey, kind of leans into the good side of Harvey, but at the expense of your relationship with Vicky and things like that. Kind of in a Telltale game, there's no right or wrong answer to stuff. You're just making a mess of yourself the whole time.
There's just different consequences.
So then,
sometimes good, sometimes bad.
I mean, my question for you guys was then, how did you sell DC on letting you do that? You know, I mean, like, when I think of DC, I think of them protecting their characters and like protecting their toy box. Are they getting better about that?
They're fantastic to work with.
Yeah.
So the way we've kind of approached is we've thought of what we want to do, and we go talk with them, meet with them, and they're really open to us building our own Batman story and not just adapting something that's out there. So we're not trying to adapt any Batman story that's out there. We're building our own Batman story and our own Bruce story. And so they're really open to that. And they are super excited about some of the stuff that we're doing. They're like, I can't believe nobody's thought of that before. They've actually said it to us. I'm like, 75 years, nobody's done what you guys are doing. So there's some really cool stuff that's going to be surprises in there.
Tony, does that surprise you? You keep an eye on the comic book industry. I feel like being a DC fanboy for my entire life.
I mean, it makes sense. I could see them being very protective, and and there should be certain ground rules. I am a strong, I believe Batman shouldn't kill.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to, because the death of his parents that was his driving force. So he would hold all life sacred, even people like the Joker. So I think he's so skilled that he knows how to take down an opponent. The only problem is keeping them locked up.
Exactly.
That seems
Which
to be,
he can't do.
He cannot do that.
Yeah. Every time.
Somehow in Gotham that seems to be the challenge. Yeah, and they are very protective.
Oh, sure.
They're not just like, do whatever you want, but they're very open to us telling our own story if it makes sense and fits within the overall construct.
So how did this conversation with DC about Batman start? Like, I think that's an interesting thing. You guys are Telltale, you make all sorts of crazy, amazing games, but did they approach you? Do you approach them?
Well, we started working on things like Wolf Among Us, our fables.
Yeah.
And that's where we got to know each other a little bit. And, Batman is the crown jewel. It's the one of the biggest things on the planet that we could work with.
Sure.
So it's a real privilege to be able to go and play there. It was a process of working on Wolf Among Us and seeing the kind of cool things that we could do with Wolf Among Us, and then talking about what was the next thing we wanted to do.
Did you have to, in a way, prove yourself to them? I mean, Wolf Among Us is your first foray out with them, and I remember, geez, that was years ago when you guys announced that. That was.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was I wouldn't say Wolf was like a test to see if we could do Batman.
Sure.
It wasn't like a prerequisite.
Okay.
But it was a big step in the evolution of the relationship of all the Batman games that have come before have been stellar. There's been really amazing games, and it's important that important to Warner that we make a really good Batman game.
Sure.
Obviously. So I think we've gotten to a really credible point in the relationship between both companies, and we're like, okay, let's go for it. Let's go for the brass ring. Let's do Batman.
You make a joke, about it's important to them that we don't make a bad Batman game or stuff, but that, in a way, I think, is what's awesome about where we are right now in 2016, is the fact that companies like DC and Warner Brothers take it seriously now, when in the past, maybe not DC or anybody, now they actually want to tell stories and they want to build universes.
Yeah, I mean, look at how good all the Batman games have been
Sure.
so far. And I think our game is a very different take. It offers players a very different way of exploring the Batman universe, but it's going to be meets all the same quality that you expect from a Batman game, which is the bar is really high. They've done a really good job of picking partners and working really well with partners, and we're getting all that for us as well.
Sean, are you ready though? Because so many people are going to pick it up and be like there's going to be all the Telltale nerds like me, like this audience, that pick it up and like know what they're getting, right? Yep. But you're going to get a whole bunch of people who are coming over like, all right, why is there so much talking?
Yeah, you're exactly right, and I think that's we need to educate our audience of this is how this game is different from the Rocksteady games or any of the other Batman games that are out there, where this game is about playing as Bruce, playing as Batman. A lot of it is dialogue, and a lot of it is interpersonal relationships and the machinations of how that stuff changes as you act differently and behave differently, and how you deal with each of those characters in different situations. That's where the Telltale magic is, right?
Yeah.
So for us, and we've got action as well, and we've upgraded that stuff.
Yeah, you use systems,
E3,
right?
and it looks and plays really cool as well. But our game is not an action game. Our game is a narrative-based exploration into Batman and Bruce Wayne with action in there, and it's everything that you would expect if you understand that going in. So I think it's really cool, and for the Batman fan, there's really good action Batman games out there that we love, like Kevin said as well. This is another thing to kind of complete your collection that really gives you another side of it, and we're doing something really unique with Bruce, where there's been very little Bruce gameplay anywhere else, and we're a lot of Bruce. We're a lot of Batman also, but but it's 50-50.
Well, that's what's so exciting. I mean, I don't know if you can talk about it as a comic book fan too, but as a comic book video game fan is the fact that there can be different properties in the same, or there can be different games, I guess, in the same property, but it does get to come out and it's not doing the same thing.
And that's not what we wanted to make either, because it's not our strength. Our strength is what we do, and with the narrative and really those deep personal relationships and deep interactions there and how it changes.
Like, it's so much fun when you're Batman and you're interacting with Gordon. We come in as Bruce, and you are right there with Bruce. You know what happened while you were Batman. But Gordon thinks he's talking to an entirely different person
an
at
idiot.
this point. Yes,
And
right?
the relationship's different.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, right?
And it's so much fun to sit there with Gordon as Bruce, and when you have the option to make little jabs at him, like that are kind of, you're in the know, you get this duality, you get the real Batman experience, which is Gordon is a completely different Gordon when you're in the suit than when you're Bruce. And you can have fun with that. It's a really rich space for us to play in.
Is there always just an option though, Just tell him you're Batman?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
tell
It's
him.
just the I'm Batman button.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I had no
Instead
idea.
of the silent option, we've just got I'm Batman.
Yeah. Game ends, credits roll, you're arrested on the scene. Done and done. Tony, why do you think Batman is as big as Batman is? I guess that he's so popular because he's the most relatable. He's just a human guy, and his only superpower is being Batman.
He trained as a kid. He trained himself.
Yeah.
And he made himself the ultimate fighter, the ultimate detective, and that's what he's dedicated his life to, is to prevent what happened to him as a child, that trauma. He doesn't want anyone else to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So you can't not like a guy that wants to do that. He's a good guy. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a good guy. Why not give him a shot?
Sacrifice his life for everyone.
So then, for you guys, is that how you come at it? Did you have to interview people? Did you all come into a room and talk about what Batman is to you and how that would play out in this game?
Yeah. We all got around with people at Telltale and people outside of Telltale and really kind of dug into, because there's so many different takes on Batman. Which kind of Batman do we think is the most interesting and most compelling? And we definitely like everything you talked about, but we also like that Batman is this kind of dark, there's a little bit of crazy in there. He's kind of broken.
Yeah, just a bit. If he's going to dress up as a bat and run around.
Exactly. And that makes even his friends, Alfred and everybody, a little nervous, and people are trying to look out for him while he's looking out for everybody else. And it's ultimately kind of a lonely space to be in. So he's super heroic, and he's got all of these skills, and he's really motivated. But there's also this dark, kind of broken side to him that affects everything about him, and we let you explore that, kind of the more emotional side of that, in our game. When that's one of the things that we do really well. So that's one of the things we really lean into our version of Batman.
And then I guess I'm gonna stick with you for a second, all right? Is that okay?
Sure.
Hold my hand for a second. You're the big cheese at Telltale.
Yes.
You've been around a long, long time. Long time.
Yes.
You're very old.
I am. Yes. They wheeled me in here for them.
Out of the cryogenic sleep,
Yes.
you came here to talk about it. What year is it? A question for you would be: when you in the early days of Telltale, did you imagine this was a possibility that you'd be working on Batman?
Oh, we always aspired to be able to work on things like Batman.
Sure.
I think it's pretty much like pinch me that we're actually working on Batman because it is so huge and it's such an important thing in popular culture. But this is always what we hoped to compete with. We wanted to entertain people in a really high-class way, the way that Batman has always done. The best storytellers in the world work on Batman, and the fact that we've been invited in is awe-inspiring from something we started, years and years ago.
Sure.
And it's been this steady march of kind of learning the craft of interactive storytelling to kind of earn a place where, like DC trusts us to come into the Batman universe and make a product that competes with all the other games, all the other movies, and things like it's a high bar, and we've got all of our biggest guns pointed at it to make this incredible Batman experience, but it's still uniquely Telltale, and it's pretty amazing from my perspective that we're here and we're actually doing this.
So we've talked. I keep bringing it back to like the beginning, but that's what we. Since you haven't let me play the game yet. When you guys find out you're excited, it's Batman. Is every day, or was it one day of like you got to design your own Batsuit and make your own Batmobile and make your own Batcave, and like that's like the nerdy stuff that I would lose my mind to do.
Yeah.
Was it just moment after moment of like we can do this?
Every day's like that.
Yeah.
It continues like that. It's like, oh, we need to make a new gadget, and we can invent a new Bat gadget. It's like, what do we need? That's really cool.
Shark repellent.
Shark repellent is exactly what we came up with.
Yeah.
So I guess, great minds think alike.
It's
so
the classics.
Things like that, or even things like, okay, we're working on a villain that's from canon. What do we want them to look like? Because we don't have to make them look exactly like they have in the past. We want to have nods to that, obviously, and so that you understand who it is. But we get to make our own unique take on them, which is really kind of fun and super interesting as well.
And it's not just the new stuff that we're inventing. I think it's the twists that we're able to put in, the unexpected stuff. Like I said, it starts at a very familiar place.
Yeah.
But the things that happen to relatively familiar characters over the course of the season, and that happen because of the way you play, are I don't think we've seen characters evolve in this way in any other aspect of Batman canon. So it ends. It's definitely its own unique lane.
You just tell me already. By the end of episode 1, do you feel I'm already seeing that results that I'm seeing, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they've done this to that character?
Yeah, the character that's the problem is an unexpected character.
Alfred.
It's Alfred.
It's all Alfred.
Yes.
Good old Al.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Tony, as we get ready for episode 1 here, because this video is closing out soon, and then we go to cryogenic sleep till we get it. What do you want out of episode 1? Like, what do you want out of this Batman story?
See, one of the things that was like on my mind is like, what characters, what other villains are we going to see? And because I would imagine you guys would kind of have to hold back, for future chapters, future seasons, and all that. And so, you want to see the popular characters, but at the same time, you want enough time where everyone is fleshed out enough. Like, I'd like to see Condiment King. And, he's a character, he shoots ketchup.
I know Condiment King, yeah.
But,
I want to see Batman.
But
really
at the same time, as much as you might want that, it's like, well, maybe that's not the best way to go.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more Joker or someone else. And
yeah.
Condiment King is featured prominently throughout
yeah. So what? So far, and I'm not even saying villains. We know Harvey Dent's in there. We know Catwoman's in there. Like we said, Falcone's in there. And that was like, that I love that exchange. Just to not to give you too much props here, but like that was such a great part of the E3 demo was Bruce talking to him, and then because that was the first moment where I was like, we're making decisions as Bruce Wayne, and how does that affect it, and how's it going to affect Batman? And when we get in there, and it's like, do you shake his hand in front of this room full of people?
Yep.
And it's such a small thing, but it's like, under no circumstance do I shake this guy's hand, but then I don't no longer look like this stupid playboy that I am.
Right.
And then I was like, man, it was really hard, I guess, for Christian Bale to act drunk in that scene. Because I never thought it would be, but here I am in these moments as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, those are the kind of things that I think are unique to the Telltale experience. Is you're standing in front of Falcone. You're not going to beat him up. You're not going to do anything. You're on stage. You're literally at this gala with people surrounding you, and he holds his hand out, and the press and everybody is watching Bruce do this. But you know, as the player, you're sharing that Bruce experience. You know that this is a bad guy you don't want to shake hands with. You know what it would mean. And that's one of those classic Telltale things. What's the right choice there? And there isn't really a right choice. If you shake his hand, then now you're playing as the playboy and it's not a big deal and you're aloof and all of that. If you don't shake his hand, you're a badass, Bruce Wayne.
Suddenly you have a backbone.
You're giving him a message. And that influences the way he interacts with Bruce for the rest of the game. So you're on stage, you're faced with this relatively simple scenario of, do you shake this gangster's hand? And that's a big deal in a Telltale game.
Now, I feel like the one thing we haven't talked about, which is weird because we're so deep into the show already, is your cast. You've done a great job of casting this in IMO. Of course, you've done the same thing that always happens where you fell into this Troy Baker trap. Once you let Troy Baker in one of your games, you get all of his cronies as Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey.
They're all fantastic, though. So how do you say no, right? They're fantastic. And so, yeah, we're super excited about the cast.
I'm assuming there were auditions and everything else, or did you guys know from the get-go?
No.
What did Troy bring to Batman that's why you wanted him?
I think it's a lot of what Troy brings to Batman and Bruce, right? Because it's two roles that he's got to play, not just one. I think he brings a real... first of all, the guy's just super talented, right? He's just great.
Too handsome, too.
He's a little handsome, yeah. Anyway.
I'm just saying he has too much is all I'm saying.
You got me all
I understand, Troy, you're talented. You also need to look good all the time. Amazing scarf collection, good socks.
See, that I didn't know now, yeah.
Oh, man. Next time he's up here, just drop it out of the blue. Hopefully you meet him, or you have him up here before this post. Be like, hey, I heard you like socks. I'll be like, oh, yes, I do. Would you like to talk about them? And then he'll do that thing where he whips his hair back and be like, well, I was in Paris. And
everybody signed Troy up for Sock Club.
But no, so he comes into audition.
Yeah, and he brought just a real good understanding of what the character is, on both sides, Bruce and Batman. He just plays it really well. He gets kind of the brooding billionaire part. He gets the Dark Knight part. He gets the more gentle Caped Crusader part. So we can get all those different things that we need from him really easily. And he's a huge Batman fan, so obviously he knows a lot. He understands what we're doing, and he asks a lot of really great questions. When we say, hey, we want you to do this, he's like, that's different than Ken. And we're like, yeah, this is what we're doing, and this is why this is cool. And he's like, oh, okay.
He's like, I refuse to do that. Yeah. Walks off set. That's not my Batman.
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was interesting, talk to me about your Harvey Dent. Because when I'm friends with Travis Willingham, so I know him already as this big, hulking, lovable dude. Yeah. And then I'm playing the game, and Harvey Dent shows up, and that's exactly who it is. Is that how your Harvey Dent was always going to be, or did Travis influence that?
Well, I think Travis influenced it a little bit. Yeah. But we were always going with a bigger. We wanted a big Harvey Dent because of where Harvey may or may not go.
Yeah,
right?
Based on my decisions, Telltale, how you doing?
That's right. We thought it would be a cool evolution to have somebody that's a little bit bigger than Batman there. So that was part of it. Also, he just brings a real good kind of politician nature to Harvey. Because in the start of episode 1, Harvey's running for mayor. And so that's what that gala is that you played in the E3 demo, where it's a campaign thing. So he plays that role really well as the politician. So.
Sure. Laura Bailey, Catwoman, Selena Kyle.
Awesome.
Is there any reason? I don't think she's been in a million things. You watch it, she's Catwoman, nails it. But what I'm excited about you, Laura, don't get me wrong. But then I like that you guys, for the first time, unless I'm wrong, which I rarely am, first time you're working with this Richard McGonagall.
I think it's our first time, yeah.
He's so good as Falcone when
he's
he came
Falcone.
in. Yeah.
He is literally a comic book gangster, right?
Yeah.
So you want to portray kind of the fantastic kind of comic book nature of it, but then you want it to be a real character as well. I think all the parts here are it's this fine line between being realistic and dramatic, yet still being a fantastic kind of comic book universe.
Sure.
And it's really challenging for all the actors, particularly for Troy, because he's playing 2 different parts. And they're all really bringing their game to the part. They're really, really committed to finding that balance between the crazy comic book universe and grounded in some really good drama.
I was just wondering, do you have to pay Troy twice for playing key roles?
No,
we do not.
You should be his agent. You could have
But
we have to book him for a lot of hours because
he
he's got a
makes
ton
us
of
do
lines.
them in separate sessions, and he dresses differently each time. Which is, no.
Before we wrap up, any questions you have for these guys? Burning questions as the Batman fan. I'm super excited they're doing their own thing. They're taking Batman and making it. I'm excited for when we get off the beaten path, when it isn't just what we know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great to have earlier in his career. So you know, he's not the ultimate, Batman that can do anything. So, because I'm assuming as I play the game, I may make some mistakes.
No, you?
I don't know, but
No.
so it would make sense if it's a younger Batman, for that. I'm really curious, sort of decisions you make. How drastically does it affect the game? Like, is there like I just played, this chapter. I need to replay it now, as a nice Batman versus brutal Batman. Is like a huge difference.
Yeah, so it's a typical Telltale game. So branching is a part of it, but it's not like there's going to be 100 different endings to it. It really is how you role play and how the relationships you make and the story, the narrative affects all of the characters. So everybody's plays kind of a very similar story, but it's really tailored to how you play. You're playing your own version of Batman and your own version of Bruce, and you're going to be developing different relationships with all the characters than I might or anybody who plays it. But you're going to be able to share the circumstances and talk about like that. Do you shake Falcone's hand or not? That's we can make different decisions there, but we get to talk about well, why did you do that? I would have never have done that.
And that's what we'll do in this show when the episodes are out and you've played them.
Yeah.
We'll talk about decisions.
That was always one of the things that I loved and hate, like in Walking Dead, where you make a decision, it's like, oh, if I should have made that other decision, and so it'll be interesting to see.
So yeah, it would be, nobody wants a Batman game, or we don't want to deliver a Batman game that doesn't have Falcone in it. So it's not like your choice determines whether he's there or not.
Gotcha.
So your choice has to determine how he feels about being there and what his motivations are and why he's doing the things he's doing, and that's what you have influence over. But he's going to be in the story. He's going to be in everyone's story because it's a great Batman story. You have to have Falcone in it.
We want to open the floor to our audience for questions over here, for your spitting questions. Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name's Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, how's it going? And for the Telltale guys, we mentioned earlier we're looking at a really big Harvey Dent, physically large Two-Face. And we've seen this happen before in video games where basically there's a physically large, imposing character. Is that going to pose physical challenges Batman has to overcome? Is that just sort of a stature, posture thing? What are we looking at here?
Well, it depends. It's not necessarily Batman that has to overcome it. It might be somebody else. Maybe you have to interact in a different way there. But I think it will be both in just to be an imposing guy, but also definitely a physical presence later on. Again, hard to say things without spoiling.
Sure, and I understand that. But like when I was playing through the demo and he walks up and gets introduced, my first thing was like, oh, he's a big guy.
He is a big dude.
If we go that way, that's going to be an interesting fight. That's going to be something different.
Having a big dude as a friend or a foe is interesting in different circumstances.
Exactly. Are there any other audience questions? Yes. What's your name, miss?
Blue Jay?
Blue Jay.
Yes. I think we've seen a lot of, in the E3 demo and in the pictures, we've seen a lot of Batman with his antagonists, as it were. But Batman has a history of working with people like Robin and Batwoman and Batgirl. Do we get to see any of those types of characters?
Yes, you may. Batman will absolutely work with some different characters, and they may be unexpected, which is cool. And you may get to choose some of that too, how much you want to work with different people.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's a Telltale game, so you don't necessarily presume that everything that looks like an antagonist necessarily needs to be an antagonist in the way you play the game.
Okay.
And you may get to choose who you want to ally with in some different situations.
What do you guys want to say that I haven't asked?
This is just going to be a really cool Batman experience,
Yeah?
It's something different and there's some cool twists in there and turns that you won't see coming.
Yeah, I just think we're super proud of this game. It's, I think, the best looking thing that Telltale's done, the best performing thing that Telltale's done from a technology point of view. It's got this great investigation mechanic in it. It's got all the role playing that we love. It's like it feels like Telltale firing on all cylinders, which is just a fantastic thing. It's a high watermark for us.
So, Sean, big question, when does it come out?
Right around the corner in August.
Oh, not long at all.
Nope.
All right, well, good. Well, you should probably get back to work and finish it off for me, all right?
I probably should.
All right, great. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Audience, thank you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Remember, this is Batman Unmasked, your reaction show for Batman, the Telltale series. Remember, you go play episode 1, and when you're done with that, you're going to have a lot of questions. You come back, you watch us. We'll all discuss none of these people will be here. I'll be here with other people. I'll discuss with them what I did, what they did. We'll have a great time. You're going to go, this is a great show. You're going to like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.